streets were safe, the air was clean, the world didn't feel so grim. A nickel bought a soda, a dime a dream. Now the past feels far like a rushing stream. I'm proud to be a boomer, where at least I know I'm sane. Though my knees may creak and my back complains, I'd gladly rise from my wheelchair, stand next to you, and I won't forget my medicine like I always do. We built the bridges, we paved the roads, we worked with calloused hands, watched the moonlight touch the stars, and we made our family plans. Now the world spins faster like a wild parade, but my roots are deep and they never fade. Don't call me old, just call me wise. I've seen the truth behind the lies. I'm proud to be a boomer, where at least I know I'm sane. Though my knees may creak and my back complains, I'd gladly rise from my wheelchair, stand next to you, and I won't forget my medicine like I always do. Now the surf guitar's a call from the past, riding waves of time that'll always last. Banjo's picking a story untold, Phil cries out, young hearts turn old. I'm proud to be a boomer, where at least I know I'm sane. Though my knees may creak and my back complains, I'd gladly rise from my wheelchair, stand next to you, and I won't forget my medicine like I always do.
How we doing? How we doing, everybody? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're doing good out there. Nice to see you, Smoky Pipe. Nice to see you. How is everybody hanging out there? Doing good. Not a whole lot of people popping in quite yet. Only 2 or 3. Maybe some more people pop in. If you're in the chat, put a 1. If you're not in the chat, put a 2. I guess so we could talk about the poll or whatever. Did you guys answer that poll question yet? Smoky Pipe or whoever's hanging out there. Looks like the poll question was, I guess I want to focus on Portland in the next poll. Half you guys like silly stuff out there. Okay, only 2 votes, but anyway, let's see if anybody else pops in. I appreciate you guys hanging out there. Let's see a few other people streaming out there on YouTube and other places out there. So that's where some of this stuff is going on. Plus with the trial thing going on too. A lot of people are focused on that. I might find something about that later, but that's not what I'm focused on right now. Just regular news the past couple days. Anyway, what else is going on? Yeah, there's a few people doing different things out there. Anyway, let's get into some silly stuff. Okay, K2 in the house. Okay, I'm not grifting, Mr. Griff. You're the grifter, K2. You're the grifter out there. Okay, you're the one that's trying to grift or whatever. I don't know what this grift technology is, or this whatever they call it. You know, the vocabulary of grifting or something like that. You know, I don't do this. You know, people say it's grifting for money, taking money for a service you don't do or something like that. But I consider grifting where you're asking people to click the like button, click the follow button, all this stuff. I don't do that. Some of the mods do that kind of stuff or something like that. But I just simply inform people that there's a like button down here, a subscribe button down there, a notification bell thingamajigger over here. What else? Buttons. There's a super chat button. I'm not sure what the super chat button does. K2, I guess, found out what the super chat button does down below the chat there. Gold. And I press the gold button. You guys don't press the gold button. I think those are the only buttons I can think of. Besides typing, you press those buttons too. Anyway, let's get into some crazy news here of the day here. You guys might remember this guy here. I just saw this picture here because I scrolling through that. Not Tina Kotex hit 14,000. Made a nice little funny comment here. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys to see that. It's a little small there. Big enough? Yeah, that's pretty good. Dustin, aka Mini Tifa back in the day. He will always remember the little people. I'm not sure where that exactly was from, but evidently they bumped into each other maybe. I haven't seen him in a while myself. But anyway, hopefully you guys are still doing good out there. Let's get K2's grifting stuff off the screen there. Thank you. What else is going on? You guys want some background music? I want to hear this up and close here. What was this about? Brandy Cruz. Yeah, we're not worried about what's in your pants, dude. You're like 70. I think you're playing high school sports. Let's do it. I'm curious who the troublemakers is here.
Anybody else's genitals yet? Hi.
Hi,
Film me. I'm Chrissy Wiley. I'm transgender.
Okay, is that person? Okay, I figured based on the color of the purse there or whatever it was.
Recording.
This guy is worried about what's in my pants.
Want to help get these on the ballot?
This guy is very concerned about what's in my
Oh,
pants.
thank you.
So you can come to Fred Meyer and you can see this. You can talk to this lady too, and fine. You'll stand here and tell people what you're about.
So, if you don't leave
You
me,
got kids?
yes, I do.
Are they here?
She's in school.
Oh, they're in school.
Yeah,
Okay.
where they should be.
Okay.
If you guys,
know their dad's worried about what's in my
If-
pants? Yeah, fucking
I'm-
weirdo.
so if you don't,
Who's the weirdo?
you're being,
Hi, I'm
you're
Chrissy
being,
Wiley. I'm
you're being
transgender.
recording.
Stand here and tell people what you're about.
So, if you don't leave
You
me,
got kids?
yes, I do.
Are they here?
She's in school.
Oh, they're in school.
Yeah,
Okay.
where they should be.
Okay.
if you guys-
know their dad's worried about what's in my
If-
pants? Yeah, fucking
I'm-
weirdo.
So if you don't,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm calling 911.
Okay, go ahead. Anybody else's genitals?
Like you get in somebody's face. It's crazy people like that. Bizarre people out there. I tell you. Hey Terry Evans, how are we doing? And okay, you have your definition. I have my definition. Okay. Anyway, it's all good. I know everybody has a different kind of way of doing it, but yeah, it's nasty. I mean, for a second there, I thought maybe the person was female without getting a closer look. Biology. But once I heard the voice, I'm like, okay, I know what this is going to be about. Saw that one. Christy, no, was that today or something like that? But she kind of said something like this. It sounded funny here.
Competence and your inability to truthfully carry out your duties of Secretary of Homeland Security. If you're not fired, will you resign?
Sir, I will consider your
But this is the Timu Fantasy Island guy. What was it? The Fantasy Island guy? Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's who he reminds me of. Except this guy's a little taller.
You're asking me to resign as an endorsement of my work. Thank you very much.
You're asking me to resign. It means that she's doing her job, because what the Democrats wanted is to have more tattoo. Thank you, Smoky Pipe. Yep, that was the name I was thinking of. Timu Tattoo. But yeah, by sort of them wanting her fired and things like that for doing her job and following the letter of the law, the federal immigration law, among other things, and then wanting her out for doing that. Yeah, that's an endorsement. Let's get through some of this other stuff here. I guess this is another one here.
Those who break our laws. We are I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who break our laws. We are a nation of laws. If we are not a nation of laws, we're no nation at all. And that is what we are doing every day, is following those. If you guys don't like the law, go change it. That's your job. You don't complain. I was raised by a dad who said we don't complain about things. We fix them. Well, go fix them. If you don't like the law, quit bellyaching, quit hitting and attacking our ICE officers, quit going out and protesting and screaming vile things at them, quit calling them names. We wouldn't let our children do that. Go do something that actually matters by having an honest debate and changing the law. That's your jobs. You all should be fired, in my viewpoint. I think it's shameful.
Oh my goodness. Wow. No holds barred. No. What's going on? Rob Thomas, how you doing? Botox. Be nice. She looks attractive or whatever, but nothing wrong with women trying to enhance their appearance or something like that. Same with men. I need to enhance my appearance by shaving, so. Portland homeless situation here. So I'm eating lunch while I'm watching. Democrats care about the homeless situation, guys. Remember, Democrats care about the homeless and the needy, guys. How long has this garbage likely been around there? They're in a hurry to help the homeless situation, guys. How long do you think that situation's been around, that plot? But yeah, we got to help the people. You know, every 4 years we got to help them. Every election time, let's help the homeless and the underprivileged. You know, every 4 years. Election time's coming around. We better help homeless. I think you get the point. Jonathan Cho, Seattle. What's going on up in Seattle, Jonathan Cho?
Campus in Bellevue, repeat offender Merrill James Gorham Craig. Well, he's now accused of ransacking several stores in the city and terrorizing this community.
911 emergency.
Hi, I'm calling from the Walgreens, and there's a guy. He's shoplifting. That's why he was trespassed for the shoplifting before, and again he's shoplifting.
What race is he?
Black. He's in wheelchair, so but maybe around 6 foot.
He tried to steal stuff from you?
Yeah.
You call the police?
Yeah.
All right. You've seen him before, right?
Yeah, he was trespassed like twice before.
Okay. Thanks, brother.
We have a trespass and a QC inside.
Somebody in a wheelchair, but
Okay, do you know where he's in the store currently?
he's in the dairy section.
Okay.
Like freaking wheelchair guy came and peed himself.
A whole bunch of stuff. We had called the security and then police.
What race is he?
Black.
You said he's in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
So he pissed himself right here in the wheelchair?
Yeah, right over there.
Leftists out there, that second question the dispatch person asked, they would consider that a racist question, right? Yeah, you can't ask skin color. No, that's a racist thing when you're pointing out the color of their skin.
Look at this mess, man. God,
unless it was white, then it would be racist.
Pissed himself right here in absolute hell for the QFC employees who are just trying to do their job.
And then you know what the cop did? Nothing.
Did they arrest him?
No, they just helped him push him out.
Oh, they got him out there.
Yeah.
And then he took off again. All right, man. I'll hit you up. It's crazy, man. Absolutely insane.
Based on the description, it sounds like it's going to be Merrill James Gorham Craig, a black male born in 1986. He is a NORCOM Ocean subject. Subject is going to be a black male, 46 years of age, thin build in a wheelchair, wearing all black clothing, has multiple bags with him, and is concealing items.
Here's where things get even crazier. Cops came by in all these instances, but instead of taking Gorham Craig into custody and booking him into jail for theft and disorderly conduct, they let him go right back to his apartment at Plymouth Crossing. I reached out to Bellevue PD for an explanation, but instead of answering this question, a spokesperson told me to file a public disclosure request to get the police report. Again, Gorham Craig lives at this Plymouth Housing Porchlight homeless campus in Bellevue.
And the last time he wrote threats on the walls, he went downstairs with his Byrna pistol.
He has a lengthy rap sheet and was recently accused of making death threats toward Plymouth workers and causing chaos in the complex.
And then your SWAT team had to show up.
This campus.
Can you imagine given basically free housing for homeless, evidently here in liberal Seattle area, and somebody in there threatens people, steals stuff, all this other stuff, and they're allowed to stay.
Also triggers the most 911 calls in the city, and officers respond to this place almost every day for troubling incidents like fights, drug overdoses, and other disturbances.
Wow. This was upsetting here. I didn't see all this, but a lot of people are upset about what this guy was doing here. Ford Fisher, News to Share, is the videographer on this one here, but check and see this person bugging the National Guard area.
You realize that you're violating the Constitution. You are fucking... Hello, babe. What's up? Oh, did I give you a promotion? You got me. What's that? You got me. There's the officer. You're a officer. So you guys are aware that you're violating the Constitution? Where are you from, Staff Sergeant? I was 11 Bravo. I got out in 2011. I did fuck up my rank there. You got me there, but I was not a good soldier. I have a problem with authority, but apparently you don't. You don't believe in the Constitution, but at least I believe in that. So where are you from, soldier? You ever fucking deployed? Oh, you've never deployed. So you're a staff sergeant, never deployed, who is now violating the Constitution.
Excuse us.
What's your deal? You don't believe in the Constitution? Is that what it is? I don't get paid at all. I'm a volunteer. I do this for love of the Republic, unlike you. You come from some fucking state far away to come fucking betray your oath to the Constitution. It's funny to you, motherfucker? You piece of fucking shit. Never did a damn thing for this country, but you wear that uniform with pride.
As he said once, what constitutional thing that they're breaking? As he said once, I believe this is in Washington, D.C., which is not a normal city and everything, where the feds have a lot more authority in the city here. And the National Guard is part of that federal authority.
What's up?
A former soldier would know this.
What's up, bitch? What's up? Hi, how's it going? What you got to say, motherfucker? What you got to say, you punk ass bitch? You're harassing our Fuck off. I'm a combat infantry veteran. These fuckers ain't done shit. Yeah, and I've served for 30 fucking years. So what? Yo, so you don't believe in the Constitution either, asshole? That's exactly why they're out. You're so fucking stupid. You don't know nothing about the Constitution. You are so full of shit. So you're one of Trump's people, aren't you? You're one of fucking Trump's people. So you don't believe in the Constitution? Do you understand the possibility?
They probably would rather walk away here, but they can see how kind of threatening this guy is to this older gentleman. So they're still there, kind of making sure that he's safe from this kind of lunatic behavior here.
You look like you're obviously well fed. You're probably an educated man. You said you served 35 years. So you understand the Posse Comitatus Act. This has something to do with permission. That has everything to do with the Constitution. U.S. troops are not supposed to be deployed on U.S. city streets. You're so full of shit. See, nobody can do it. So what's up with you, man? You don't want to be here, do you, man? Where are you from? Where are you from? You really don't believe in your oath to the Constitution? You probably don't give a fuck. You're just trying to get a paycheck, aren't you?
You're right. Posse Comitatus does not apply to D.C. and wouldn't read the law, buddy.
But you need to understand that you are supporting Donald Trump's tyranny. You guys are setting the precedent for military to be on our streets policing our citizens. Mind your own business. Fuck you, bitch.
Ridiculous.
Thank you so much. God damn, I'm so fucking tired of y'all betraying our fucking nation. For what? For a fucking paycheck? Captain Dylan Blaha ain't in Leavenworth. Staff Sergeant Demi Palachek ain't fucking in Leavenworth. You deployed. You probably have a combat badge, don't you? You look like you've seen some shit. How do you feel? Betraying this city, betraying this republic. I'm up in your face for one reason and one reason only, and that is because you're betraying the oath you swore to the Constitution. So what the fuck? Go home. Go take a knee at the Capitol. Stand up for the republic like you swore to do, Staff. What the fuck?
Like he said, it sounds like he got a dishonorable discharge, or he messed up his rank or something like that. So my guess is he doesn't like the military because, for one thing, he doesn't like authority, and evidently doesn't like actual law and order.
Fuck, I'm just gonna have your rank today. God damn. I'm just pissed off today. We're getting decamped. We're getting pulled off this fucking camp unconstitutionally, even though we have a permit to practice our First Amendment. And you guys are just fucking stomping around these streets. Are you gonna go help them beat up teenagers in Navy Yard like your buddies did before you? Is that what it is? How about you, Sergeant?
I'm not sure what Ford Fisher's smile is at that point there. People call him kind of a commie type behavior or something like that, but technically he's just out there filming what's going on.
What? Oh, it's so funny to you, you pudgy little bitch. You are such a fucking asshole.
As you haven't stopped calling people names, you're calling him the name. Really, a very bad attitude problem. Yes, I'm like
pretty good, aren't I? You got me there. But I'm really fucking tired of this shit. I'm really tired of you.
Bingo, Veneemers, bingo. Like, the media said that it's against the Posse Comitatus Act. Did he do any research on that, or does he just assume that Rachel Maddow is a genius?
Y'all fucking betraying this nation. I am really sick of what you're doing. So I'm going to be in your face every time you walk through here. Every time you walk through here, you will be informed of your violations of the Constitution. You will be informed that the fucking citizens of DC do not fucking want you here. So go.
I won't say it, but we're not a democracy. Even if they made a vote in DC to, do you want National Guard here or not? Not a democracy. Constitutional republic. That's the center of the republic where you're standing.
Go the fuck home. Go back to whatever town you came from and remember your fucking oaths.
Hey Jeffy, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, I got somebody hanging out over there in the world of X. Thank you. I put a 2 in the chat if you're on X, put a 1 in the chat if you're on YouTube, put a 3 in the chat if you're on the other one, Twitch, I think it is. Not getting a whole lot of people lately or anything like that, but I do see 13 people on YouTube possibly, or maybe some of them are robots, and 18 people have passed by on Twitter.
Seriously, the time is now to stand up against Donald Trump. Even though this little laughing bitch voted for him twice, we know that. But man,
Hey, Mr.
you should know better. You should fuck.
Hold it. Because of the color of her skin, she should know better? Are you really going to go there? Is he going to go there? Of course he's going to go there.
You know better, ma'am. You are fucking obviously educated. You're a goddamn lieutenant. Remember your oath, ma'am. Remember your fucking...
That's why she hasn't hit you yet, is because she's remembering her oath to protect citizens. She's assuming you're one at the moment.
oath, especially you, a man who is deployed to combat for this nation. Remember your fucking oath, because you know what you're doing right now? You are shitting on the Constitution. Shame on you. You realize it?
Shame on that guy. Wow. I'm kind of curious what some of the comments say about that guy. From Eric Doherty's, from a right-wing guy, is people calling him names. Tyrants, yeah, calling him a tyrant, yeah. Trump, can I clean up your streets? Is your say sure? She's not interested. Democrats, that's funny. Anyway, let's go see what else we got here. You guys behaving yourselves? Shit, yeah, Obama commie, yeah. Yeah, he didn't go with the race thing. I'll give him a little bit of credit. I thought he was going to go with the race card on that one there. He went with the lieutenant thing or whatever. So bacteria is a living thing, but multicellular human is not. Okay. Abortion debate. You guys want to see the little abortion issue here?
You can't survive on. I'm a scientist, and I do have a very developed background.
She's a scientist, and I have a developed background. Okay. Scientist. Let's see what her science says here.
Good. So biologically speaking, what species are they?
They're human from the beginning.
Yeah, they're human. So is it ever okay to kill an innocent human?
They do not have any function or ability to live on their own past a certain weight.
Why?
Okay. Smash every single egg out there. Based on that, every single chicken in an egg that's hasn't hatched yet, go ahead and smash it. It has no abilities at that point. There, it's inside of an egg.
Why does their ability to survive outside of their natural environment change their value?
I know a
Exactly, Kane. Exactly.
normal, like healthy 40-week-old fetus
Mhm.
can't survive on their own, but they are breathing. If they don't previously already have that, then you're not really taking anything away because they are not previously already functioning.
They're not functioning like an older human would, but they are functioning exactly how they should function at their age. Similarly, like you and I don't function well on the moon. Like we would die if we went on the moon. But that's the same thing with the embryo. She's functioning perfectly in her own environment. But if you take her out of that environment and put her in a hostile environment, then she dies. But just because you and I can't survive on the moon doesn't mean that we're not viable here. Doesn't mean that our value is any different. So why is that embryo's value different when you take them out of their natural environment?
It's not a living thing in my head.
Mhm.
I
You're a scientist. You're a scientist.
appreciate your side, I do.
Yeah.
But coming from a very chemistry and
Evidently not biology.
scientific
Yeah.
background, until they have the ability to function outside the body in the second trimester, I do not see an issue.
Here's the thing. I don't think our disagreement is with the science stuff. The disagreement is which human beings are valuable. I'm saying that all human beings are valuable. You're saying you have to reach a certain point, reach a certain function to be valuable.
Yep, that's pretty smart. Smarter than the scientist. You guys like Karen type behavior here? Recognize this lady here?
So here's the situation. Hi, Alexandra. So here's the situation. Yesterday you had an incident in Air, correct?
Right.
There are charges for battery. I'm going to have to place you under arrest for battery.
You're trying to arrest me?
Yesterday?
Did you know what he
I
did
watched-
to me? Threatened me. They said, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. He started it. See? He pushed me again. I didn't do anything. I just stepped in front of me and I said, well, I don't like what you're wearing. This is crazy.
It sounds like she changed her story here, didn't she? Once she saw the video.
Just stepped in front of me and I said, well, see? He pushed me again. Threatened me. They said, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you.
See, that's what doesn't realize that Subway's sandwiches or wherever the store was has video camera surveillance.
He started it. See?
He started talking.
He pushed me again. I didn't do anything. I just stepped in front of me and I said, well, I don't like what you're wearing. This is crazy. I'm just citizen, law-abiding citizen. I didn't come here to make some crimes. This is so unjust.
Hi, Alexandra.
And then I'm assuming she threw the coffee at him. I would have probably just give her a trespass and a $100 fine, or something like that, and maybe put it on her record, but don't need too much of an issue with that one there. But I wouldn't go so far as like deport. I mean, if she's a citizen, you're not going to go there, but just kind of teach her a lesson. Like, just because somebody wears something you don't like does not give you the right to throw coffee at them or anything. You guys see what was going on yesterday? Venezuela tanker or something like that. Finally, yeah, we're going after the little boats, and now we're going after the big boats out there. Technically, it's not land. Trump says it's going to go after land, but it is a bigger piece of stuff than the tiny boats that certain missiles have hit. How'd you like to be the video editing guy or whatever? Like, what do I need to blur? What do I need to blur? I got to blur here, blur here, blur here, blur there. I got it. I better get paid for this. Ben Barkwam. Is that number one? Yeah, round one. Okay. There's 2 rounds of this Ben Barkwam thing or whatever. He was in Minneapolis doing some stuff here.
Going to be. You've already got activists. This guy riding around on his bike.
Speed it up a little bit for you.
He's tracking our group.
Activists. Yeah, not protesters. Yes, protesters protest. Activists interfere. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Going to be calling out to his friends, telling his friends where we are so they can come and try to dox us. And the illegals aren't even the biggest problem. It's the organizations and the people that are trying to obstruct ISIS operations that are the biggest problem.
50-year-old grandma. Yeah, we'll assume she's a grandma. Maybe 55.
These are the activists right here that are aiding and abetting illegal aliens that are working with.
Oh, you don't want to be on camera, lady. Huh. How interesting. You want to put ICE agents on camera for doing their job, but you out there volunteering and trying to get your point across don't want to be on camera. That's interesting.
NGOs in America, many of the times the same NGOs that invited the invasion into our country, blowing whistles out here to get attention and then putting it out on social media where ICE is in the community. These are the enemies within, right here. Illegals are bad, they need to be deported, but these organizations and individuals that are aiding and abetting, they're worse. So what illegals do you want to keep in your community? A rapist okay? A murderer's okay? A terrorist okay?
They won't answer. Seriously, you're out there taking your car out in the snow dangerous weather conditions to work against the federal authority. Parking your vehicle in the middle of the road, also, evidently in this case here. Do you see how stupid this is? Shame on you for being out in the middle of the road.
You move. Go back to wherever the fuck you're from. Get that fucking camera out of here.
What illegals are okay? Rapists, murderers?
Fuck off.
Terrorists?
You're a fucking rapist.
You're okay with all them?
Calling people names or asking questions. What the hell?
I'm not ICE, so I'm just asking you a question.
Oh, you're real America's voice?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, there you go. Any illegals, you're okay with keeping them all? Rapists,
No
murderers?
human being is illegal.
You're an idiot. Nobody said the human was illegal. Their status in the country is what we're talking about. Do you understand that? If we said they're illegal human or something like that, then you could sort of throw that as nobody's saying illegal human. Illegal alien refers to the status of their citizenship into the. Do I have to explain this to stupid people?
Somebody came into our country illegally, so all of them you're okay with. Why are you blowing your whistle, sir?
Because you're a fascist pig.
You're the one that's trying to stand against the lawful government of your country.
This is what happens when you get a mayor and a police chief and a governor who want to protect illegals and activists over American citizens. They encourage this kind of behavior. Leftist activists coming out obstructing ICE.
Neighbors, yeah, exactly. Calling people names, cussing at them, flipping them off for asking questions, but he wants to. No human is illegal, but you're like treating the person in front of you like they're not human. You know, make it make sense.
Get the fuck out of here! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck Donald Trump! Don't show them anything!
Be proud of what you're doing. Show your face. Hey, Storybook, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, yeah, two people. I should have two people chatting it up or whatever in Twitter. I usually get a whole lot of people chatting in Twitter. So Storybrooks and Twitter, and who was the other person that was? Kane is watching on Twitter also. You guys, feel free to chat and talk about your favorite live stream platform. I don't know. Try to get more engagement over there. But it's just weird and everything. Right wingers, if they go to a rally or something like that, they're usually not afraid to show their face. Like, you know, even if lefties are out there filming or mainstream media, yeah, go and film me. I'm out here sort of supporting my country or something. Here, these guys want to hide their face in a lot of cases.
Oh,
we got the whistle. We got more whistles. More whistles. You need to leave. You're not welcome. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, somebody needs to leave. That's interesting. Okay. What if he? I mean, he's not illegal, but what if he was illegal? And you just told him to leave.
I thought everyone was welcome. I thought everyone was welcome. Get the fuck out! Yeah, you get a good shot? Huh?
Treating people like less than human, well, treating people who aren't supposed to be in the country like more than the average human, giving them special rights. You see what I'm saying? It's like, let's give these guys more rights than anybody else would have by keeping them here and giving them benefits and things like that. But somebody who's simply asking questions and using the freedom of the press out there in the First Amendment, that you're literally against the First Amendment and saying that Trump is against the Constitution, while you're literally spitting in the face of the press.
Want your diseases on me, bro. Oh, keep your diseases to yourself. We got the whistle, crew. This is my neighborhood.
This is what leftism has created in America. Right there.
Wild. We already saw that one. Here's part 2, I think, of that same situation. 2 minutes. Okay. Minneapolis, if you didn't gather where it was. You know, it could have been, you know, Iraq or something like that, but yeah, it's Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. This is sadly what America's become because of leftist activists. We've got ICE out here doing operations, and immediately we got the whole community coming out.
Notice how I'm not grifting for likes or subscriptions or anything like that. I'll let you know where the buttons are, but you know, Scott can do that if he wants to. He's the grifter.
Do this blocking traffic, protecting Somali illegals.
You don't hurt your lungs. You know, you do the short whistle bursts. You don't sort of keep it going there. We want to keep your lungs healthy there. Okay.
This car, probably illegal herself.
I heard Tukwila is starting to be a little bit overburdened by certain segments of society.
Blocking traffic. This lady.
And Minneapolis. Is Minneapolis? You guys ever watch that the police sheriff guy show? I think he's from the Minnesota area. I think he's actually maybe St. Paul. But you know, he drives around or whatever and does different things. But anyway, live on patrol. Is he from Minneapolis or is he from across the river?
Where are you from? Doesn't want to be on camera, I guess. You're blocking traffic. Gonna cause an accident. This guy just trying to probably get to work. This lady just blocking traffic. This is what happens when you let 20 million illegals into your country like the Democrats have done, and then you have activists in every community to protect them. This is what you get.
The emotional output, it's just like, okay. I had to say thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I had to step away for a second.
That's what happens when you let the third world in. Spitting at officers, blocking traffic.
Was it on a good image in there for you there, Jeffy? Yeah. I mean, good. Hopefully you're doing good, but usually I have time to do something else, but duty called at that time.
That is what death of a nation looks like. When you have entire communities set up against federal law enforcement that are working to remove criminals from their neighborhoods.
Yep, that is the way it is. Wildness out there. Let's see what else we got going on here. What did you guys think about that video? Here you guys like fun videos. Here's a fun video. It'll help me relax too. Start that from the beginning there. One more time, buddy. Itch it, scratch it. Okay, we get the idea. Yeah, still with you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you're still there. I guess some of you guys stepped away because I stepped away with it and didn't even let you know where I was going because certain things. Here's another cute one here if you like this one here. Meals on Wheels for bears here. Fun videos. Jeff said, "What the heck was that? What's going on here?" Anyway, let's see if there's any other news we see out here. Kentucky Representative Sarah Stalker says white children need the opportunity to feel bad about their skin color in K through 12 education. Can you imagine? I was like, I read this, but I haven't heard it yet. Let's see if it makes sense.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day for a lot of reasons. Because it's a point of privilege. That
Kentucky.
I get to move through the world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members of the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, but just a woman, just a white woman. If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of even greater privilege. I think we're missing an opportunity when kids have a moment to reflect about how the color of their skin does and does not allow them to move through the world. Running to them and trying.
Does she know the year is 2025 and not 1953 or something like that? Does she know that it's 2025, not 1952? Somebody give her a calendar, guys. She needs a calendar. I just got a calendar here in the thing here, guys. We need to get her a calendar here. 2025 here, okay? It's gonna be 2026, okay? There's like these Thomas Kincaid calendars here. She needs one of these, okay? Thomas Kincaid calendar, 2026. America, 2026. Everybody has the opportunity to succeed in 2026, lady. Okay, it's not 1952. It's not 1860 or anything like that. 2025. Get a calendar on Amazon. $14.99. Maybe $20. I don't know if you can afford $20 for a calendar. If you have a computer, you get them for free too. Okay. Craziness.
Trying to stifle that and trying to say you shouldn't feel bad, so we don't want to ever expose you to something that is going to make you have.
Hey, thank you for popping in over there on Twitch. Yes, yeah, I'm kind of curious if there's any people in our audience that are like, you said I'm not able to get anywhere. I was able to get here and watch you say stupid stuff. I was able to do that because I got a driver's license. I got a car. I took transportation. I was able to get places, and you said I'm not able to get places. Are you insulting me? Is what the normal people would say.
Have to pause and have maybe some internal feelings. It's a missed opportunity for some really good dialogue. I'm going to be honest.
If you're going to lie to your audience, people who vote for you, to make them feel bad about, try to make them feel bad about their situation or whatever, in the hopes that they'll vote for you. That's what you're doing, lady. You understand? You're trying to mind control people in essence. They're making the mistake that they can't do anything because of the color of their skin, and that white people also should feel bad, and white kids in this case should feel bad because of their skin color, that somehow or another that their brown friend at school for some reason doesn't have the same capability opportunities he has. When the kid literally sees, okay, Jose is in the same class I'm at. He has the same teacher I'm with. He has the same backpack that I have, how does he have less of an opportunity than me? Is what that white kid's going to say at school. And you're going to try to tell him because of the color of his skin, Jose does not have the same ability as Johnny, which I think is the same name. Oh, I'm sorry. I my diatribes get crazy. 20 likes. Okay, cool.
I don't feel good about being one.
I don't care how you feel, but you're not going to spread your stupid opinions onto children. Here's a smarter lady than that by far.
By both, this legislation specifically on the insider trading stuff is vehemently opposed by both parties. Look, you just had Leader Hakeem Jeffries that said recently that he doesn't want to support it if it doesn't include the executive branch. But I would argue, look, I'm open for negotiations. I'll even talk to the speaker. I'll talk to Hakeem Jeffries about this. If we had the same standards as the executive branch, insider trading wouldn't be happening. But the fact is that it's no question that if you don't necessarily fall in line, and it happens in both parties, that they will try to prevent your legislation from coming to the floor, but it doesn't mean that you give up. And so that's exactly why I have this discharge petition, of which I will say every single member of Congress, if you've told your voters that you actually fight for them, I don't care what party you are, you need to support this, because there's so much happening here on the Hill, so much.
That's kind of weird, isn't it? Executive officers that enforce laws that the Congress makes can't do insider trading because they don't know what the law is that gets passed until after it gets passed. But the legislative people can do insider trading at the moment that are actually in the process of making the laws. Make it make sense.
Special interest money, so much lobbying that goes into it, and it's not fair. You can never genuinely advocate on behalf of the American people, and so I will continue to do what I have to do, but I think that this is more, not just a single party issue. I think that this is a systemic issue in Congress. It really started, I think, more so in the 90s, and it's consolidated, but as you know, I will continue to try to reform the institution from within to include, yes, letting new moms vote proxy.
There you go. Like I said, much smarter lady than the last one, right? Even the reporter there's probably is a smarter lady than the other one. You know, say it's CNN or something. Here's a smarter guy usually. See if he gets smart this time.
Mr. Speaker, any comment on the provision in the NDAA that allows men to participate in women's sports in the military academies? Stevie's calling this out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I wish he had been in conference this morning. I didn't see him, but we've already done all that. We did it all last year, and those provisions survived. And so when the four corners got together to finish up the NDAA, they thought it was a moot point. I think that's the answer.
What about the CBDC? On the video, the lack of language with the CBDC. Mr. Speaker, any comment on the...
Why are conservative reporters prettier than liberal reporters, guys? No, the women anyway. Why are the conservative reporting women prettier than the liberal type women? Take this picture, for instance. Conservative reporter here, likely a liberal reporter here. I'm assuming anyway, just based on the frowny kind of look on her face there. It's odd to me. Libs of TikTok. Oh no, because schools in Vermont. Oh yeah, some school in Vermont or whatever raised a Somali flag, and they won't apologize for it. And they even took their website down when they. Let's see this.
New this morning, the superintendent of the Winooski School District says there's no threat to students and staff, but that they're taking steps to ensure their safety. This comes after the district faced intense backlash online for raising the Somali flag on school grounds.
We struggled with the idea of what to communicate and how to communicate it, simply because our law enforcement partners were telling us that there were no credible threats yet, even though there was a lot of hateful and racist rhetoric. We did not want to scare the community into thinking that the students were in danger.
Superintendent.
When people prove that there was a racist kind of remarks or something like that, when people simply say something like, United States schools should have a United States flag and the state flag as the only flags that should be flown above the school, basically, that's kind of a been around for hundreds of years, 100 years in for schools. Not another country's flag. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with sovereignty. Idiots these people are. Yeah, I don't know what that whole story, but it's like people out there use their brains before they make stupid decisions. What else we got going on here? Arnold.
No, Jake. There has been gerrymandering going on for 200 years. There is such extreme gerrymandering going on that in a state like Massachusetts, it has like 40% of the people voting for Trump. They have 0 representatives. The Republican Party has 0 representatives sent to the House. Think about that. In New Mexico, if 45% of the people voted for Trump and voted Republican, and 0 is sent to the House, 0 representative from the Republican Party. So there's gerrymandering, crazy gerrymandering going on all over the country. And we wanted to try to stop it in California. And we did stop it in California. And we went around the country. So I think this whole thing about finger pointing and saying they did it, so therefore we should doing it, that's not really the way to go. The one party should outperform the other party. It should be performance. And when it comes to midterm elections, as you know, always the party that is not in the White House usually wins by 20, 25, 30 seats. So what does 5 seats matter in the first place in Texas? It is crazy. We should outperform them. That is where the action is.
Let's talk about another.
Who do you think is going to win the midterms, guys? People say the Democrats. If it's going to be the Democrats, how many seats up will they be? Based on what Arnold said there, they'd be like 25 seats ahead. Republicans are just kind of trying to limit that amount of power. Oh, look at that elk there. Watch out. Watch out. Interesting. Fun nature videos. What's going on with this stuff here?
What's going to happen? Those of you celebrating the Supreme Court's ruling of what a woman is, what's going to happen when you, a cis woman, get stopped by police because they believe you're trans?
They won't. They'll look at your ID where it says woman or male.
I'm not
That's why they ask for your ID.
Trans officer, here's my identification. Oh, I don't believe you. You look trans to me. So what can he do then? He can touch you. He can look at you. He can make you take your pants off to show him, to expose yourself. And if you don't, he can put you in jail.
What kind of crazy people are mental or what?
Who the fuck does that protect? Because it's certainly not women. And for those of
What is wrong with these people? They're crazy. Yeah, like, does the police officer that pulls you over care about your gender or sex? He cares that you broke the law, how fast you're going, you went through a red light or not. The last thing on his mind, unless you're threatening behavior or something like that, is if you're a man or a woman. And if you could be a butchy woman too, and he'd probably still be afraid. Goodness gracious. Obama, I don't even want to go over that one there. Zachary Levi. We're getting into older stuff here. December 9th. I just want to delete some of this stuff here unless there's something important here. Not that big a deal there. It's kind of funny, but not really. Not that one. Trying to get the newer stuff. You guys like Stephen Miller?
It's from the Women's March, so it's anti-ICE.
I haven't seen it. I can show you time. I haven't seen it.
Okay, it's telling ICE agents to walk away from the agency.
I haven't seen him. So I'm
sorry, are you comfortable with all of the immigration tactics that have been used in places like Chicago. I know Border Patrol Senior Officer Bavino went before a judge.
I'll save you time. I see where you're going with this. The Border Patrol and ICE are national heroes who've done an extraordinary job. Everything they do has been exemplary, and it is a shame, and it is a disgrace, and it is a travesty that Democrats are engaging in constant insurrectionist behavior to obstruct the lawful and necessary and valorous actions of ICE and border agents who are reversing the tide of catastrophic migration that occurred under the previous administration. And I have nothing but endless love, admiration, support, and loyalty to the ICE and border agents who are literally saving America every single day with their heroic action.
He's not afraid to say what's on his mind. Was this Elon or something? Yeah, what did he say here the other day?
Withers the general public because I can't go to things withers the general public because there's an immediate "can I have a selfie" line that forms, and these days, particularly in light of Charlie Kirk's murder, there are serious security issues. It's not that I don't want to; I simply can't.
Has Charlie's murder changed how you do things? Or were you already locked down pretty well before that?
It certainly reinforced the severity of the situation where life is on hardcore mode. You make one mistake and you're dead. It only takes one mistake.
You did something extremely ordinary, like go to Target or CVS.
I can't go to things where there's the general public because there's an immediate "can I have a selfie" line that forms, and these days, particularly in light of Charlie Kirk's murder, there are serious security issues. It's not that I don't want to; I simply can't.
Has Charlie's murder?
Sorry about that. Let's see what else we got here. Here. I'm not monetized, so that song doesn't affect me. Not monetizing this video anyway. This is December 9th. It's old news probably. Ooh, this is interesting. Somebody said, I think they said it's an AI video. Let's double check here. I didn't see that before. By the TikTok account, Mindblown, correctly labeled as AI generated, like all their videos from that account. Okay, just AI, but it's still kind of a cute little one. You don't mess with my baby. So that's funny. This one's not AI. Ooh, hit the deck. Ooh, hit the deck again.
Hey! Bárbaro, qué rico.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah, I don't know if I got it on my load of clips or anything like that, but yeah, we'll enter that into the thing if I find that clip or whatever of the into the dance competition. One more nature video or not? Here, it's just a guy in a horse on a thingamajigger. It's okay. Fun little thing there. What was this one here? Might be an old. Oh, that's Minneapolis.
Yeah. You okay? No, he's not okay. He's not okay. What happened? They put the spray in his eye.
What was he doing when they sprayed him in the eye?
Your dick is even smaller.
I got you on video. I got you on video. I got you on video doing your job while I was trying to stop a federal law enforcement. I got you on video while I was breaking the law. Craziness out there. Minneapolis.
Third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. I didn't say shithole, you did. Remember I said that to the senators they came in, the Democrats. They wanted to be bipartisan. So they came in and they said, this is totally off the record. Nothing mentioned here. We want to be honest because our country was going to hell. And we had a meeting. And I say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships. I've also
Somalia. You talking about the Houthis? Jasmine Crockett. Okay, if she's when she's running for the Senate, she speaks normal. When she's in front of Congress, you know, attacking a witness or something like that, she gets into that kind of ghetto thing.
The immigration thing has always been something that has perplexed me about this community. It's basically like, I fought to get here, but I left y'all where I left y'all, and I want no more y'all to come here. If I wanted to be with y'all, I would stay with y'all, but I don't want y'all coming to my new home. It almost reminds me of what people would talk about when they would talk about kind of like slave mentality and the hate that some slaves would have for themselves. It's almost like a slave mentality that they have. Now, about the time that that was published last year, around 1 million Latino voters in Texas were voting for Trump. Do they all have slave mentality?
No, and that's not what that said at all, to be clear. It did not say that every Latino has that type of mentality.
No, but the ones that vote for people who believe in strong or Trump's immigration policies.
So I don't believe that the people that voted for Trump believe in what they're actually getting. That is number one. What Trump said is
No, it's not what the thing said.
that he was going to kick out the bad guys. And that's what I was talking about. I've been down to the border.
First. It's going to kick out the bad guys first.
I've been down to South Texas. I've campaigned down there.
When he says mass deportation, that doesn't just mean of the bad guys. Mass means en masse, as in all.
And so I am talking about exactly what was going on when I was down there on behalf of the Beto campaign. In fact, when he was running for governor, I was sent as a surrogate. And I said, talk to me about what is going on
why is it that they believe that they can win Latinos down here? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And there were people that were saying that they had fought and they had done everything the right way, and that there were bad people that were coming that were doing it the wrong way. And so they were saying, no, we left. And I mean, when you think about people that are leaving asylum, they are leaving areas and situations.
6 to 10% of the people from South America, Mexico, and South America, their court cases based on asylum are granted. That means 94 to 90% of the people that say they're doing asylum aren't doing asylum. They're actually economic migrants and everything. They sort of claim asylum to try to get in. So, does she know that? No, actually, I'm sure she knows that. She just won't admit it.
That they feel like are harmful to them. So yes, they're like, no, I don't want to be in this dangerous situation. And that's what I meant. But at the same time, I knew what Trump meant, because Trump
read his mind, and I know what's in his mind.
had a record. Trump had a record of locking up kids and putting them in cages.
That would be Obama that you're referring to there. Trump had a tendency to keep kids away from people that transported him up here illegally, to make sure that they weren't being sort of trafficked. But anyway, you know that you're just deliberately lying as you're closing your eyes there.
So I knew what Trump meant. And so that's why it wasn't making
I knew what somebody else meant that didn't say anything of the sort.
sense to me.
Well, kind of. No, it's actually starting to, when she gets emotional, she gets a little bit into the hood there, you know. Sabalenka, yeah. Sabalenka's believes guys should be out of
has
girls'
raised
sports.
the whole question again of this ongoing debate about trans athletes in women's sport, because obviously it highlights the physical disparity between men and women. Martina Navratilova, a former number one, obviously like yourself, says it's wrong for the Women's Tennis Association to allow trans women to compete in its events. Do you agree with her?
Well, that's a tricky question. I have nothing to do against them, but I feel like they still got huge advantage over the woman. And I think it's just not fair to a woman to basically face like the biologically man. And then it's, it's not fair. Like the woman been working the whole life to reach her limit. And then she has to face like a man, like which biologically much stronger. So for me, I don't agree with this kind of stuff in sport.
Yeah, Nick, what do you feel? Because I completely concur with what Irina just said.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way.
The ladies, I'm not sure if the guy was a tennis player or not. Jim Jordan goes crazy. 4 minutes? No, not yet. What's still insane behavior again? There's some insane behavior.
ICE is that they've been telling Democrats and Republicans since the inception of ICE is that they've been violating our rights. I know over and over again, how many times over and over again I've been hearing people with legal permanent resident green card jogging around a park getting stopped and asked. This is again before this current administration. And I say this because I want my Democratic colleagues to remember this moment when the funding comes up again to implode this kind of funding into an agency that has this many complaints. What my immigrant neighbors have been telling Democrats and Republicans since the inception of ICE is.
You sure wanted it back when it first started after 2000 when we got attacked by allowing people into our country illegally back in the day when Saudi Arabian people that were trained in Afghanistan did some bad things to some buildings, if you know what I mean. At least that's what her friend would say. You know, a thing happened in New York City, you know, just a thing. Let's go with this one. No, I don't want any more long videos. I'm almost done here. No.
members, terrorists that were crossing our border. We found many, I think 300-400 that were on our terror watch list. And Dr. Feldbach-Brown, I'm just confused why you would say a year ago that President Trump was making false statements that Biden was allowing, your words, criminals and terrorists to cross our border. You thought that was a false statement? Do you stand by that that's a false statement, that Biden didn't let in terrorists and criminals?
Well, I certainly think that the Biden administration tried to prevent those individuals from going in, and
They tried to prevent those people coming in by letting tens of millions of people cross our border illegally?
Well, I don't think that the Biden administration was letting people cross illegally. It was clearly struggling with massive amount of undocumented, irregular migration flows.
Irregular migration flows.
Among which criminal individuals.
Why was it irregular? Maybe because they knew that they would be let in by a weak administration. Maybe that's why it was irregular migration flows.
Might very well have been present, but I do not believe that the Biden administration simply allowed them to enter.
Gotcha. So it's just coincidental that tens of millions of people crossed our border during their administration and zero have crossed now since Trump. That was just completely by
pure happenstance.
Happenstance and
oh boy, give me a high five, guys. High five. I did not watch this video beforehand. I mean, true, the odds were that he was going to say happenstance, but it wasn't 100%. But I called happenstance. He could have said, coincidence again or something like that.
Coincidence?
No, I don't think that was by happenstance.
Well, then, but then you can't have it both ways. So either the Biden administration enabled the largest human trafficking operation in the history of the world, or they didn't.
Ding, 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 ding. That's cute. Just get it interesting here too. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, not that one. Let's go with this one here.
War crimes.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm
we believe.
always
You believe
about that, and
do you believe they?
but I can still critique these.
I don't believe they were.
We had a lot of questions about.
How far back in history are we going to go?
For the record, okay, for the record, there was bipartisan outrage over President Obama's very liberal use of drone strikes.
Did anybody say Obama committed war crimes?
Hold on a second. Yes,
Who?
many people.
Who on the left did? People on the right did. Who on the left did?
People did. Many conservatives, many liberals did. So it's just my only point
Maybe Bernie Sanders. Maybe Bernie Sanders. That's about it.
about that is that, look, I know we have short memories. I know we have short memories.
He's on the board at Netflix. It doesn't seem like anybody's holding it against him.
But this was actually a highly controversial thing.
Yeah.
You were actually, you were there, were you not?
A lot of us.
Yeah, I'm going to ask that question to Google here real quick. What Democrat Congress people complained when Obama did drone strikes? Several Democrat members of Congress raised concerns and complained about various aspects of the Obama administration drone program, often focusing on transparency, legal justification, and civilian casualties. I don't see it anywhere there. Is it war crimes? Let me see if it. Reading through here, looking for the word war crimes or something like that. No. War crimes there. Al Franken, Dick Durbin. Nope. Nothing about war crimes. Nothing about war crimes there from Adam Schiff. Nope. Congressional authorization, something like that. Yeah. Don't need it to do that anyway. So, yeah, not seeing anything there about war crimes. ACLU, these lawmakers often align with libertarian-leaning Republicans and human rights organizations like the ACLU and Amnesty International, who also accused the Obama administration of a lack of transparency and a failure to adequately address civilian casualties. Nothing in there said anything about him doing any war crimes. He didn't get congressional authority. He doesn't need congressional authority, technically. But none of them called them war crimes.
We're troubled with what was going on with these basically.
Did you use the phrase war crime?
Loosey-goosey? No.
Okay.
No.
Were you throwing it around a lot?
Have I used one here?
We're throwing it around a lot tonight.
Oh, that's that fake Republican guy, isn't it? Okay. He was like there for like one decent vote and then he quit or something like that. I don't care about that one. Stephen Miller, we already saw him say some stuff. Have you seen this one yet?
Taking a little bit of a beating lately. It is December, and I saw the other day there was a tree lighting ceremony for the Christmas tree in some dopey mall. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
But it said tree lighting ceremony, and they were careful not to say the word Christmas during the whole ceremony. I'm like, why? Why can't? So it's just a tree, and you go. I would understand if you said they're doing the tree lighting at the Grove or whatever. You go, okay. But to consciously avoid that, then what is the tree for? A December to remember? Is it a Lexus dealership? Why do we have for the whole month? Isn't it for Christmas?
Well, I know a lot of different kinds of people.
Sure.
We know John Lovitz and others. I've never met someone from another religious faith that was upset about a Christmas tree.
I'd say stop that bullshit.
There you go.
Yeah, because everyone loves Santa and the tree and all the
I
trappings.
like all things about it.
Yeah, and then if you're of faith,
say
then
that
it's
word.
It's about Christianity. But I think at this point in America, it's just Christmas. It's
right.
It's a fun holiday, and I don't like the thought police. I don't like to have words I can't use.
Right. I don't like the anti-Christian feel because Christmas to me wasn't really about that because I am Christian, but
You're
I'm like, I don't-
secular.
Yeah, I'm just
You're
more vague,
elapsed.
more spiritual, but just as like, is this where we get to hammer it? You can't say that about anyone else. You can't just sort of, we're taking a beating down in Africa. It's like, this is not the year to be Christian. I will tell you that. That's for
Well said. No more long ones. Oh, this is the one of the girls in Oregon that stood up against some people that took away her trophy at a track meet.
After the medal, I didn't receive my medal until recently, but I believe it was sent to AFPI, our lawyers, and then it was presented to me at the Fox Awards show. I did ask after the fact after the medal ceremony concluded, we went into kind of a tunnel that leads you back out to the audience. And I asked one of the officials, hey, are we going to get our medals? And she told me they'd be shipped to our school. And then they were never shipped to my school. Of course, I wanted that medal. I had worked super hard to get to that place where I was on the podium. And I was very proud of how I finished. But also a part of me knew that it was part of the sacrifice that I was making when I stepped off that podium, that there were going to be consequences, and not receiving my medal was one of them. There were people who were calling my school, asking me to be expelled, not allowed to walk at graduation. There were people messaging me personally, just saying horrible things, death threats even. And
For simply thinking that women's sports is for women, basically.
I did have a lot of support, which I am of course grateful for, but it was definitely mixed. there were a lot of people who were kind of shaming me, calling me a bully. That one was really hard because I take bullying very seriously.
Yeah, who was bullied? The women trying to tell the guy to stay out of their sports, or the male sort of interfering in women's sports, saying that he was a woman.
It's not something anyone should ever endure. So that one definitely struck home. Also, I had someone just wishing me, like, I hope you die. Your parents are definitely like embarrassed of you. Just stuff like that. That was very deeply personal and definitely hurt. My parents have been so amazing. They told me from the very start, before anything even happened, when I came to them, was like, hey, Oregon is allowing biological men in the women's division. I'm not okay with this. They told me that they had my back from the start. They have been amazing. They've helped me delete every comment that's been negative, just told me, don't believe it. We're proud of you. Other people are proud of you. We're going to get through this.
Well done, well done. Let's see what else is out there. Oh, done with that one there? Is that all of them? Unless we want to do the Jim Jordan one. Went full nuke on the floor. Epstein charade.
Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Maybe it's to go after President Trump. Never forget, they shut down the government for 43 days. They said, don't worry about our military. Don't worry about air traffic controllers. Don't worry about our economy. Don't worry about American families. No, no, no. Close the government for a month and a half because it might hurt the president. For the past decade, there's been one constant for Democrats. One constant. Go after Trump. They spied on his campaign. Then it was Mueller. Then it was impeachment 1. Then it was impeachment 2. Then it was all the lawfare. Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, Letitia James. Then it was Arctic Frost investigation at the Justice Department, surveilling United States senators and congressmen and a whole host of other Americans. Then it was Jack Smith and his gag orders and his raiding President Trump's home. Then it was a 43-day shutdown, and now it's Epstein. And by the way, the same party that did all that, they were also the ones who were texting with Mr. Epstein during a hearing where Michael Cohen was their witness in another effort to go after the president. Americans see through it all, and frankly, it's actually kind of sad. This obsession, this syndrome, this mindset that says we got to go after President Trump no matter what that they have. And I actually, when I think about it, I think it's because President Trump and Republicans have accomplished so much that they told the voters they were going to accomplish in the 2024 election. We're actually doing what we said we were going to do. President Trump said he was going to cut taxes, and he did. President Trump said he would secure the border, and he did. President Trump said he'd get men out of women's sports, and he did. President Trump said he would make sure Iran doesn't have nuclear capability, and he did. And he said he would get the hostages out of Gaza back into Israel, and he did. All in 9 months. So I don't know what causes this mindset, this syndrome that the left has, but I know one thing. It is real. Which brings me to last week. Think about what the Democrats did last week. The Democrats released an email that the Oversight Committee had obtained from the estate. An email from Mr. Epstein to Ms. Maxwell. When the Democrats released it, they redacted the victim's name. Something we all support. Something everyone supports. Except in this case, no court had ordered that name redacted. No agency had redacted it. And the estate didn't redact it. And the victim had already went public. So why black out her name? Why black out her name? Because she had said in her book and had testified under oath that she never saw any wrongdoing by President Trump. So think about what they did. In an email between two criminals, Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell, in an email between two criminals, they hide the name of an individual who had went public and exonerated the president. And we know why. To distort and twist the message because they thought it might harm the president. Their position, cover up the names of people who are already public, but don't worry about other innocent people who the court said should remain private. Again, I think the American people see through it. They see through what the Democrats are doing. The American people know what this is. They know Democrats have nothing else to run on because of the success of this administration. So I say let's vote yes on this resolution, and then let's get focused on making sure we're doing what the American families elected us to do. With that, I reserve.
There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to give you one short song and then I'm going to send you to BDF Blaze. I guess Tommy's out there at PSU doing some stuff out there. So he's got that on his stream over there. So let me just give you a little 1 minute song from Suno here. At least part of a song anyway. Like the Boomer one, or you want a different one here? Griff King. I got to write some new songs. Bill Tifa's wrong again. Let's make fun of Bill Tifa on this one here. He's a neighbor troublemaker over here. See if you like this song here.
Stands tall like he's got it all. Spouting nonsense, his logic's gonna fall. With the 7th grade brain, thinks he's got the game, but his arguments crash like a runaway train. Built to first wrong again, wrong again. Thinks he's clever, but it's just pretend.
Bill Tifa, and you're looking at Mini Tifa. I figured it's a good picture for you.
Built to first wrong again, wrong again. Common sense wins in the Bill Tifa stands tall like he's got it all. Spouting nonsense, his logic's gonna fall. With the 7th grade brain, thinks he's got the gain, but his arguments crash like a runaway train. Bill Tifa's wrong again, wrong again. Thinks he's clever, but it's just pretend. Bill Tifa's wrong again, wrong again. Common sense wins in the Common sense wins in the end. He drops dad jokes like they're weapons of war, but they're flat like soda, can't laugh anymore. Radical beliefs, so he's so extreme, but the real world cuts through his dream. Built to fall, can you hear the sound? That's reality dragging you down. Built to fall's wrong again, wrong again. Thinks he's clever, but it's just pretend.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Go check out BDF Blaze. Tell him if you're going there to ask him any questions or something in his chat. Ask him what's the maximum number of streams he's had on the screen at one time. He does a lot of that shifting. What's the maximum number of screens he's had on a screen at one time? If you want to ask him it, you don't have to. I'm kind of curious. We'll see you over there in a little bit. We'll talk to you later. I'll come back on later to a React stream or a restream if there's stuff going on at ICE. All right, guys, girls, others, thank you. 30-second countdown. God bless.